divine. Will I ever regret the line? Switching on the light when I read a sign. Girlfriends, girlfriends never could be mine. Wide open warm. Now she's slipping on a uniform, and every second move becomes so mystified. Girlfriends, girlfriends never could be mine. What can I do? What can I say? Choose your weapon, time to pay. Forget about the second day. We could be friends with a kiss and flow. Choose your weapon, time to go. A military fashion show. Well, curious girl asked for more. Unfortunately, someone's creeping on my floor. An empty glass, a topless paper knocking on the door. Girlfriends, girlfriends never could be more. What can I do? What can I say? Choose your weapon, time to pay. Forget about the second day. We could be friends with a kiss and flow. Choose your weapon, time to go. In military fashion, what can I do? What can I say? Choose your weapon, time to pay. Forget about the second day. We could be friends with a kiss and flow. Choose your weapon, time to go. A military fashion show. A military fashion show.
Again, the sunshine fills my hair, and dreams hang in the air. Goals in the sky and in my blue eyes. You know it feels unfair. There is magic everywhere. Look at me standing here on my own again. I'm straight in the sunshine. No need to run and hide. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to lie or cry. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. In your eyes, the hate is in your hair. They seem to hate you because you're there. And I need a friend, oh, I need a friend to make me happy. Not stand there on my own. Look at me standing here on my own again, straight in the sunshine. No need to run a friend. Oh, I need a friend to make me happy. I'm not so alone. Look at me here on my own again. Straight in the sunshine. No need to run and hide. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to laugh or cry. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to run and hide. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to laugh or cry. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to run and hide. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. No need to laugh or cry. It's so wonderful, wonderful life. It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful life.
Hey, Mr. Churchill comes over here to say we're doing splendidly. But it's very cold out here in the snow, marching to and from the enemy. Oh, I say it's tough, I have had enough. Can you stop the cavalry? I have had to fight almost every night down throughout these centuries. That is when I say, oh yes, yet again, can you stop the cavalry? Mary Bradley waits at home in the nuclear fallout zone. Wish I could be dancing now in the arms of the girl I love. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-dum, dum-ba-dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum-dum, dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum. Wish I was at home for Christmas. Bang, that's another bomb on another town while the Tsar and Jim have tea. If I get home, lift up, tell the tale, I'll run for all presidencies. If I get elected, I'll stop, I will stop the cavalry. Wish I was at home for Christmas. Wish I could be dancing now in the arms of the girl I love. Mary Bradley waits at home. She's been waiting 2 years long. Wish I was at home for Christmas.
Christmas, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz. As you may be able to intuit from listening to my voice, I have a wee bit of a cough and a cold at the moment, so this week, and perhaps for this week only, I am going to be helped when needed by an artificial intelligence called Libby. Libby, how does it feel to be helping out with the Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz for the very first time?
Aylesbury.
It's amazing what they can do these days. Anyway, we'll go to Libby if I start coughing uncontrollably. If I don't, then we will be charging through as normal. The Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz is a quiz, as ever it was, in 4 parts. We'll be starting shortly on round 1. And then we will go through to our music round. Round 2 is much the same as round 1, which is to say a combination of questions I will read and questions from our Quizcazoatl picture sheet. If you have not done so yet, why not go to the picture link and download the picture sheet. Get a little bit ahead of the curve. http://quizcazoatl_pictures. If you would like to compete, you can also get your answer sheet submitted at bit.ly/quizcazoatl_answers. And let's get a bit competitive with it. That is, I think, all the administrative notes that we need before we get started. So, with hardly any ado at all, let's go to question 1. In the Bible, who was instructed to build a boat that was 300 cubits long? In the Bible, who was instructed to build a boat that was 300 cubits long? And we'll go fairly promptly to question number 2. The films Brave and Braveheart are both predominantly set in which country? Where are the films Brave and Braveheart set? On we go to our first picture of the day. Question 3 is picture 1. And we have some perhaps very distant relations. Can you give the commonly used names of these gang of 7? Each pair, or in the third case trio, shares a last name. Question 4 now. Can you tell me which supermodel born in Croydon, of all places, in 1974, has launched a wellness brand named Cosmos? Which supermodel has launched a wellness brand named Cosmos? Question number 5. Can you tell me what powdery substance is most commonly mixed with sand, gravel, and water to make modern concrete? Powdery substance mixed with sand, gravel, and water to make concrete. Question number 6 takes us to our second picture, and it's Venn diagrams. Can you assess the pairs of sets and see what could live in both the set at the top and the set at the bottom? 3 question marks, 3 points available. Question number 7. Can you tell me what name is shared by the longest river in Italy and by a Teletubby? A name shared by the longest river in Italy and a Teletubby. That could have been a Venn diagram, couldn't it? Sets on the mind. Question number 8. Of the UK's 5 best-selling tea brands, can you give me the 3 that have names beginning with T? None of these are supermarket-owned brands. 3 best-selling tea brands that's names starting with a T. Question number 9 is another picture. Picture number 3. We have some equestrianism. See what we did there? We have got 8 horse-related terms for you to identify. Can you work them all out for 8 points? Question number 10. Can you tell me what name for a pale brown colour is also a word meaning to polish, or in a more modern language, fit? What name for a pale brown colour also means to polish or fit? Question number 11. England were out of the 2014 World Cup after just 2 matches, having been defeated by which 2 former champions? Cast your minds back 8 years. England were knocked out of the 2014 FIFA World Cup after 2 defeats by which 2 former champions? And question number 12 takes us to picture number 4. Can you name for me 6 musical films? 6 points for all of these. Question number 13 now. Michelle Hassan is the court usher on which UK daytime show? Michelle Hassan is the court usher on which UK daytime show? Question 14 is picture number 5. Can you solve 2 more predictive texts? This week we are looking for sound equipment. Sound equipment. Question number 15. How many holes are there in the playing grid of a standard game of Connect 4? That is the number of columns times the number of rows. How many holes in the playing grid of a standard game of Connect 4? And question number 16. In literature, Laura Kalpakian's Cassette is a sequel to which 1862 novel? In literature, Laura Kalpakian's Cassette is a sequel to which 1862 novel? Question 17, another picture. And we have some logos for you. 5 logos. Can you identify all of them for 5 points? Question number 18. In 1922, Mehmet VI stepped down as the last sultan of which empire? In 1922, Mehmet VI stepped down as the last sultan of which empire? Question number 19, our last picture for round 1. We have got 4 people born in the same year. Can you name them, and can you tell me the year in which they were born? 5 points available. And our final question for round one. Can you tell me what respiratory condition takes its name from the Greek that means breathe hard or panting? Which respiratory condition takes its name from the Greek meaning breathe hard or panting? That's the end of round one. We're running a little bit ahead because I haven't been talking around the questions, I think, mainly. So I'm going to give you a bumper 7-minute break. After 7 minutes, we'll be back to do the music round. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you have all managed to submit your round one answers by now. And that means that we can go on to the music round. In the Quizcazoatl music round, as I think you well know by now, I am going to be playing you 6 songs spanning the decades from the 1960s through the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and into the 2010s. All you've got to do is tell me the performing artist and the name of the song in each case. I will play them for you once, I'll give you a moment to think about it, and then I'll play them for you again. Here we go.
Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Wipe on my kids, step up and I leave me. Darling, she said I was yours to receive. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down her there. She would merengue and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always tended bar across the crowded floor. They worked from 8 till 4. They were young and they had each other. Who could ask for more?
Things wouldn't be so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. But you always really knew I just wanna be with you, and I mean so deep. You know I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger.
So when I looked at you standing there with your hoard, I was waiting in the queue looking at the board, wondering whether to have a burger or chips, or what the shrapnel in my back pocket could afford. When I noticed at the corner of my eye, looking toward my direction, your eyes locked on my course. I couldn't concentrate on what I wanted to order, which lost me my place in the queue I waited for. Yeah.
I'm not trying to pull you, even though I would like to. I think you are really fit.
In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself. I'm of the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground, crash through the surface where they can't hurt us.
And now, let's hear that music one more time. Designated markers. Don't forget to check your email for your marking link.
Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Wife and my kids step up and leave me. Darling, she said I was yours to receive.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down her there. She would merengue and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always tended bar across the crowded floor. They worked from 8 till 4. They were young and they had each other. Who could ask for more?
Things wouldn't be so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. But you always really knew I just wanna be with you, and I mean so deep. You know I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger.
So when I looked at you standing there with your horde, I was waiting in the queue looking at the board, wondering whether to have a burger or chips or what the shrapnel in my back pocket could afford. When I noticed at the corner of my eye, looking toward my direction, your eyes locked on my course. I couldn't concentrate on what I wanted to order, which lost me my place in the queue I waited for. Yeah.
I'm not trying to pull you, even though I would like to. I think you are really fit.
In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself. I'm of the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground, crash through the surface where they can't hurt us.
Right then. Hopefully you got most of those. And that means it is time to go to the round one marking. You can keep thinking music until we're done with the marking. At that point, you're just going to have to submit your music answer sheets as well. Question 1, we ask you who had a big long boat in the Bible, and that was, of course, the man, the legend, the only reason all your ancestors didn't drown, possibly. It's Noah. Noah for a point. Question 2, Brave and Braveheart, both set in Scotland. We will accept the United Kingdom because, of course, by certain assessments, the United Kingdom is the relevant country. But let's try not to get into it. Question 3. We had 7 people sharing surnames. And they were? They were Ella and Jordan Henderson. Ella and Jordan Henderson. Then we had Russell and Joe Brand. And finally, the triplet were Louis Lance and Alexander Armstrong. Louis Lance and Alexander Armstrong. Question 4. The supermodel was Kate Moss, of course, Cosmos. Then question 5. The powdery substance you mix to make concrete is cement. Most important bit in some ways, isn't it? Question 6. We had some missing items. First off, we were looking for bath. That's bathroom elements meet the southwest of England. Then we had wander. That's things that come in sevens. Meets Motown artists. And finally, we had the omnibus, Clapham or otherwise, Bath, Wander and Omnibus. Question 7. If you ever listened to the history of Rome, you'll know all about the importance of the Po Valley as you come down out of the Alps. Po, not to be confused with the Tinky Winky estuary. Question 8. We had 3 tea brands, and they were Tetley, Typhoo and Twinings. Tetley, Typhoo and Twinings. Question 9. We had some... Now, we don't normally say you have to get these in order, but order was required here, so keep an eye out for the A2Hs. We had... What did we have first? We had a colt. That's the boy horse. Then we had the foal. That's the very small horse. We had a filly, because that's a girl horse. A piebald is a spotty horse. A fetlock. Fetlock, that's a sort of horse leg. Shire, that's a horse with big fetlocks. And then we had a stallion, that's a big old boy horse. And then a gelding, a big old boy horse who's come to harm, poor little guy. Colt, foal, filly, piebald, fetlock, shire, stallion, and gelding. Question 10. The pale brown colour, that can also mean to polish or allegedly fit, although whether anyone listening to this broadcast would be aware of such usages, I'm not sure, is buff. Buff for a point. Then question 11. The teams that defeated England in the 2014 World Cup group stages were Italy and Uruguay. Italy and Uruguay. Question 12. 6 musical films, and we were looking for My Fair Lady, and then Encanto, Rocket Man, Little Shop of Horrors, Cabaret, and finally Matilda, the musical. But Matilda is fine. My Fair Lady, Encanto, Rocket Man, Little Shop of Horrors, Cabaret, and Matilda. Question 13. Michelle Hassan ushers court on the Judge Rinder show. Question 14. Our sound equipment were microphone and amplifier. Question 15. The answer to Life, the Universe, and Connect 4. It is 42. 42. And then question 16. Cosette is a sequel to Les Miserables. Les Miserables. Question 17. Our logos were, in order, first off, Zeusk, then Papa John's, then Skips, then MailChimp. I got a free promotional MailChimp t-shirt about 10 years ago, and it's the softest nightshirt I've got. Much recommended. Don't know how you would get one. Not available in the shops. Limited edition, no doubt. And then, finally, not on the high street, apparently, but then who is these days? Zeusk, Papa John's, Skips, MailChimp, and not on the high street. Question 18. Sultan Mehmet VI was the last Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Then our 4 people born in the same year were Ashley Cole, Christina Ricci, Christina Aguilera, and Chris Pine. Who, I would have sworn blind that was a Hemsworth, so it goes. Ashley Cole, Christina Ricci, Christina Aguilera, and Chris Pine. They were all born in 1980. 1980, looking good for their age, no doubt. Anything from 79 to 81 gets you the point. And finally, pertinent to my situation today, perchance, it is asthma. Asthma is the Greek word for breathing hard. I'll give you a scores update in just a moment. In the meantime, let us plough on irregardless to an anagram. Question 1 of round 2. Can you rearrange the letters of I'm Dandelion to find the name of a famous singer-songwriter? Rearrange the letters of I'm Dandelion to find the name of a famous singer-songwriter. I-M-D-A-N-D-E-L-I-O-N. I don't think you need to use the apostrophe. And question number 2. What H is a chain of high-quality steak restaurants, allegedly, and also the surname of a prolific London architect born in 1661? What H is a chain of high-end steak restaurants and also the name of a prolific London architect? Question number 3 takes us to another picture. And we've got phrases that include gold. 4 phrases. Can you work them all out from the initials? I can tell you the scores after round 1 as well. We have just the 2 teams playing today, and it's Battle of the Parents. Just 2 points behind after the first round. It sounds a bit him and her on 46. They trail the Footlins on 48. Question number 4. Can you tell me what name is shared by a series of 1980s personal computers? Now the word for a female friend in Spanish. Series of 1980s computers and a female friend in Spanish. And question number 5. Kenshitsubo is the smallest tree size in which art or hobby? Kenshitsubo is the smallest tree size in which art or hobby? And then question 6 is picture number 9. Can you name these 4 famous people, all photographed when they were much younger than you might know them? 4 points available. Also, as good a time as any to go to the music round marking. The music sheet should have populated now, so designated markers. Eyes down, look in. Back to the 1960s. You all recognised it was the Israelites, and we were looking for Desmond Dekker. No, Desmond Dekker. And the Aces, but we're not holding you accountable for the Aces. Desmond Dekker is fine. Into the 70s, we have Copacabana, brackets at the Copa, by Barry Manilow. We have At the Copacabana. I will allow that. That's most of the right words in some semblance of the right order. Into the 80s, it's Back to Life, brackets However Do You Want Me, by Soul to Soul. I'm not going to... What have we got there? Back to Reality, someone said. That's half a point. It's Back to Life, not Back to Reality. Soul to Soul. Into the 90s, the song Linger, and the artist The Cranberries. No, I think Do You Have to Let It Linger? That's too many words. That's just copying the chorus. So half a point for Do You Have to Let It Linger. It's called Linger. Into the 2000s. Fit But You Know It. What have we got there? You're Fit and You Know It. Fit But Don't You Know It. I think those are both as close to being as far away from the correct answer as each other, so just give them a point each. It's fair enough. Both, and that's the Streets, of course. Streets, Fit But You Know It. And finally, into the 2010s. I think this is from some sort of musical. It was Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, half a point for each. The song is called Shallow. Shallow. Desmond Dekker, The Israelites, Barry Manilow, Copacabana, Soul to Soul, Back to Life, The Cranberries, Linger, Streets, Fit But You Know It, and Lady Gaga with Bradley Cooper, Shallow. Going back to the main event, question 7. Lady Antoinette and Miss Donna Lee are the drag alter egos of which well-known duo? Lady Antoinette and Miss Donna Lee. Question 8 is, of course, another musical, well, not musical, audio clue, I should say. I'm going to play you some mystery voices. 3 people will be talking. Listen to what they say. Listen to what their voices sound like. Can you tell me who all 3 of them are? Here we go.
Number 1.
Well, the wonderful part about all of this is that there are no spoilers yet. It's all in the construction process, and that's what's so exciting. It's such a privilege and such an honor to be back. And I'm just incredibly excited about working with the whole team and bringing optimism, hope, and joy to the character. So everyone has something to really believe in and really follow.
Number 2.
I don't do that much on TV. It seems like I do because Only Connect is on all the time. It's on now, for example. It's always on, but that's pretty much all I do. And mostly what that is me in a little community of other people like me in our comfort zone of quiz questions.
Number 3.
Get myself in the best physical condition I can be, then the goalkeeping takes care of itself. But being in the best mindset, and I feel over the last 2 years I've definitely knuckled down more and improved and having that more consistency. We know what we want as a group of lads. We want to go all the way and win it.
Number 1.
Well, the wonderful part about all of this is that there are no spoilers yet. It's all in the construction process, and that's what's so exciting. It's such a privilege and such an honor to be back. And I'm just incredibly excited about working with the whole team and bringing optimism, hope, and joy to the character. So everyone has something to really believe in and really follow.
Number 2.
I don't do that much on TV. It seems like I do because Only Connect is on all the time. It's on now, for example. It's always on, but that's pretty much all I do. And mostly what that is me in a little community of other people like me in our comfort zone of quiz questions.
Number 3.
Get myself in the best physical condition I can be, then the goalkeeping takes care of itself. But being in the best mindset, and I feel over the last 2 years I've definitely knuckled down more and improved and having that more consistency. We know what we want as a group of lads. We want to go all the way and win it.
Alright, a quick scores update after 2 rounds now. The Footlings have extended their lead. The Footlings have 59.5, sounds a bit hippie. Trail, sorry, sounds a bit him and her, I should say. Trail on 54.5. Go to question 9. Can you tell me which dancing phenomenon was first performed during the interval of the 1994 Eurovision Song Contest in Dublin? Which dancing phenomenon was first performed at the Eurovision Song Contest in Dublin? Question number 10, where the picture numbers catch up with the other numbers, is picture 10. We have got 6 World Cup related logos. Can you name 6 countries from 6 badges? Question number 11. What is the common name for the tropical hardwood tree Tectona grandis, which is renowned for its durability? The common name for Tectona grandis. And 12 takes us to picture number 11. Can you name 6 literary characters for me here? Question number 13. The Scottish Football Association has recently announced restrictions on players doing what with a ball on the day before and after games? What is the Scottish FA restricted before and after games? Question 14 is an audio question and it's more musical mashups. Can you tell me the name of the 6 performing artists who feature on these mashups? 2 per song.
Number 1. 'Cause I never had a love like this. Hit me harder than I ever expected. We've been up all goddamn night, all night, all night. Keep it going till we see the sunlight. And the color of the sky looking nice and nice. You know, you know, you know. Baby, I can see us in the real life. You know, you know. You got me losing all my cool. 'Cause I'm burning up on you. In control of what I do. And I love the way you move. Number 2. I've had a little bit too much. All of the people start to rush by. How does he twist or dance? Can't find a drink of man. Where all my cheese, I left my phone. Let's go in all on the floor. I love this record, baby, but I can't see straight anymore. Keep it cool with the name of the club. I can't remember, but it's alright, just dance. Gonna be okay. Da-da-doo-doo, just bam. In that record game. Da-da-doo-doo, just bam. Gonna be okay. Number 3. I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoons. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. Still all this time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you leaving. 'Cause you got tired of my scheming. For the last time. It's me. Hi. On the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be Number 1. 'Cause I never had a love like this. Hit me harder than I ever expected. We've been up all Number 2. Number 3.
I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoons. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. Still is all this time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming. For the last time, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be.
Question 15. Can you work out some pictorial clues for drink brands? 5 drink brands. We go to question 16. Can you tell me what 4-letter word appears in the titles of books by Stephen Hawking, H.G. Wells, and Madeline L'Engle? 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 Question 17 takes us to our penultimate picture. And this time we have some missing vowels from some bands and authors. Overlapping bands and authors. All very confusing, isn't it, really? Can you work them out? Question 18. The majority of the dinosaurs that featured in the film Jurassic Park didn't actually exist until which later geological period? The majority of dinosaurs featured in Jurassic Park didn't actually exist until which geological period? Question 19 is our last picture for today. Can you name these 8 German cities for me? You've got the first letters to help you along. 8 points available. And the final question for today's very quick quiz. We're doing so well. In astronomy, GRBs are observable explosions in distant galaxies that take their name from which form of radiation? In astronomy, GRBs take their name from which form of radiation? That's the end of round 2. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to get your answers together before we go to the wipeout round. Okay, everybody, it is time to move on to the Wipeout round. The Wipeout round, as you well know, is our 6 final questions for the quiz tonight. We will be reading them out shortly. If you get all 6 right, you get 2 bonus points. We help you along because the last letter of each answer becomes the first letter of the next answer. And if you get any wrong, you wipe out, you lose all the points for the round. So be careful with the guessing. Alrighty, I think we might just about get through this with my voice intact. So, wipe out question 1. It is not there. Deriving from the Latin word for rest, which Catholic Mass is also the title of pieces of music by Verdi, Mozart, and the London Boys. Deriving from the Latin word for rest, which Catholic Mass is also the title of pieces of music by Verdi, Mozart, and the London Boys. Wipe out question number 2. Which city, the only city in Buckinghamshire, was named after a village in the area and not after a poet and an economist, as many people think? Which city, the only one in Buckinghamshire, was named after a village, not a poet and economist? Wipe out question number 3. What comes before islands in the name of a country and is also the first name of a well-known nursery rhyme character? What comes before islands in the name of a country and is also the first name of a well-known nursery rhyme character? Type out question number 4. A short video clip registered on a blockchain was sold for $4 in 2014 and became the first example of what type of digital asset? Full name, not acronym, or description of how stupid it is. A short video clip registered on a blockchain became the first example of what type of digital asset in 2014? Said it out loud now. We are after the full name, not the acronym for that one. Full name, not acronym. Yes, I did. Ugh, it's a long day. Oh, no, I'm not sure if I had my mic on for that, so I'm going to say it again. Writing your answer in words. In which year was Taylor Swift born? This is also the name of one of her albums. And finally, wipeout question 6. Can you tell me which flag carrier airline of the United Arab Emirates has a name that means union in Arabic? Alrighty, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to finalise those answers, and then we will come back with the round 2 and wipe out marking. Ready, sounds a bit hem and hair. You've got to get those answers submitted. There we go. And just activate those. And they should be popping up in your answer sheets very shortly. Right, here we are, round 2 answers. Round 2, question 1. I'm Dandelion. The anagram was Neil Diamond. Question 2. Our state restaurant and architect were called Hawksmoor. Not a line I am familiar with. Question 3. We had 4 phrases, and they were: the streets are paved with gold, worth its weight in gold, all that glisters, or indeed glitters, is okay, is not gold. I would even accept glistens. Very open. And a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I think you've got all of those. Question 4. The personal computer was an Amiga. Question 5. Kenshitsubo is a tree in bonsai. Have you got that? Question 6. When they were youngers were, firstly, Kevin Hart, then Catherine Zeta-Jones. Our third one was Roger Moore. And our fourth, Lisa Kudrow. Question 7. Lady Antoinette and Miss Donna Lee are the alter egos of Ant and Dec. Then question 8. That's what we've been waiting for all this time. A Warhammer question. Now, the first of our mystery voices was Henry Cavill, who is meant to be launching some sort of Warhammer 40,000 based TV series on Amazon. Then we had Victoria Corrin Mitchell. And finally, Jordan Pickford. There's again Henry Cavill, Victoria Corrin Mitchell, and Jordan Pickford. Henry Cavill clearly kicking back against the grimdark theme of the Warhammers. Question 9. we had... I'm assuming that's what he was talking about. Maybe with all him talking about it being cheerful, it was entirely different. But that's what he's in the news for this week. Question 9. The dancing phenomenon was river dance. And question 10. Our badges were Belgium. Then South Korea, or the Korean Republic if you prefer. And then Japan. Then Canada. And then Poland. And finally Cameroon. Question 11, the hardwood is teak. You both got that. Then question 12, the literary characters were Huckleberry Finn, Othello, Jeeves, Katniss Everdeen, Hermione Granger, and it's me, Heathcliff. Let me in at your window. It's Cathy Earnshaw. Huckleberry Finn, Othello, Jeeves, Katniss Everdeen, Hermione Granger, and Cathy Earnshaw. Question 13. Players will be restricted from heading the ball the day after and before games. Question 14. Our mashup artists were not a strong round for the Footlings, I notice, not entirely surprisingly. This could be big in equalising the points as we go towards the wipeout. We had first off Christina Aguilera versus Dua Lipa. Then we had Linkin Park versus Lady Gaga. And finally, we had Wheatus against Taylor Swift. Christina Aguilera and Dua Lipa, Linkin Park and Lady Gaga, Wheatus and Taylor Swift. Question 15. Our drinks brands were Bailey's, Absolute, Tanqueray, Cobra and Jacob's Creek. Bailey's, Absolute, Tanqueray, Cobra and Jacob's Creek. Question 16 was time. We would also accept moon, or even that. So there you are. And then question 17. This was a fiddly one, I thought, but let's see how you did. Firstly, we had New Orleanist Hemingway. And then we had, I was listening to them just this morning, Steely Dan Brown. We then had R.E.M. Forster. And finally, Pearl Jam's Joyce. Do you see? Pearl Jam, hard to say that one. Pearl Jam and James Joyce. New Order and Ernest Hemingway, Steely Dan and Dan Brown, R.E.M. and E.M. Forster, Pearl Jam and James Joyce. 4 points there. Only 1 point for each pair, just to be absolutely clear. 4 points available in total. Question 18. All of the naughty dinosaurs had snuck ahead from the Cretaceous for a point. And then our German geography. We had Hamburg, Bremen, Dortmund, Leipzig, Cologne, Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Stuttgart, and finally our form of radiation. That's right, I'll say those again because there were lots of them. They were Hamburg, Bremen, Dortmund, Leipzig, Cologne, Frankfurt, Nuremberg, and Stuttgart. And the radiation of question 20 was gamma radiation. Gamma radiation. On to the wipeout. Everything could hinge on this week. And I think the answers are not identical. Exciting times. Deriving from the Latin word for rest, we have requiem mass. Wipeout question 2. The city in Buckinghamshire is Milton Keynes. Question 3. Our islands are the Solomon Islands, as in Solomon Grundy. Question 4. A very silly thing that probably has sold for some enormous amount of money in the interim. Was a non-fungible token. And our Taylor Swift album was 1989. And the flag carrier airline with a name that means union is Etihad. So I'll give you those again. Requiem, Milton Keynes, Solomon, non-fungible token, 1989, and Etihad. And while your answers were not identical to each other, it was different place blanks, so nobody is wiped out by the look of things. It's going to be a humdinger when we come to doing the sums. I will just take a moment while the gears gear themselves to thank you for joining us as ever, and remind you that if you feel keen, at Christmas, as at all other times of the year, the work of Médecins Sans Frontières is very important and worthy, so if you would like to make a little Christmas donation on our behalf, that would be much appreciated by all concerned. Let's see, do we have final scores in? It looks like we do, and well, what did we have? We had a 5-point advantage to the Footlins after 2 rounds. However, 9 points were lost on round 2. Those mashups were most of them, I'm afraid. So both scoring 4 on the wipeout. That means that the final score is in second. The Footlins 107.5. I think a first ever win for him and her, albeit joined at the hip with Sounds a Bit Hippie. Sounds a Bit Him and Her in first place, 111.5. Well played. That's it from me for today. I am going to go and hide on a sofa. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun over Christmas. We will be back on the 3rd of January? I don't even know. Something, whatever the Tuesday is, round and round about the 3rd of January. I'll hope to see you all then. TTFN.